98% of men die without ever discovering what they're truly capable of. You're probably one of them. Because while you're sitting there planning, dreaming, and getting ready to start, there's a small group of men who crack the code, the system that gives you total control over your mind, your body, and your destiny. David Goggins was a 300-pound guy who hated himself. Today, he's considered the mentally toughest man alive. Jocko Willink was waking up at 4:30, commanding life-or-death operations while others slept until noon. Elon Musk has been working 100 hours a week for 20 years, while others complain about working 40. The difference between them and you isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not family money. It's a skill they developed and you're about to learn. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 7 pillars that separate the 2% who execute from the 98% who just exist. And when you implement this, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine yet. Dude, let me tell you a truth that's going to hurt a little. You've probably tried to be more disciplined before, right? Maybe you started that gym membership in January, or tried waking up earlier, or promised yourself you'd stop procrastinating. And then what happened? 2 weeks later, you were back to your old habits. It's not your fault. Listen to this carefully. 92% of people fail at their goals not because they lack motivation, but because nobody ever taught them how self-discipline actually works. When you master these 7 principles, 3 things will happen in your life. First, you'll stop being a slave to your own impulses. That urge to stay in bed, to skip the workout, to procrastinate at work, you'll have total control over it. Second, your productivity will literally explode. I'm talking about getting done in 4 hours what others do in 8, because you'll have laser focus. Third, your self-esteem will skyrocket to another level. There's no better feeling than keeping the promises you make to yourself. This changes how you see yourself and how others see you. And look, it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, corporate employee, athlete, or family man. These principles work for any guy who wants to stop being mediocre and start living at his maximum potential. Dude, I know you're here because you're part of that special group of men who don't accept mediocrity. You know, deep down, that you were made for something bigger, and you're tired of living below your potential. Here on this channel, we're not like the rest of this complacent mass. We don't accept excuses, we don't embrace victimization, and we definitely don't think success will fall from the sky like a divine gift. Our journey is about real transformation, based on science, discipline, and relentless execution. If you want to be part of this community of men who are genuinely committed to evolving, subscribe to the channel now. Because what I'm going to share in the next few minutes is not just another cheap motivational video, it's a system tested by neuroscientists and applied by the most successful men on the planet. And hit that like button too, because this video goes against everything modern society taught you about discipline. We're going to upset some people today. And honestly, screw them. The first pillar that will transform your self-discipline is what I call the modified 5-second rule. Here's the raw reality nobody tells you. Your brain has exactly 5 seconds to convince you not to do what you should do. After those 5 seconds, you either act, or your mind will create an excuse so perfect that even you'll believe it. Mel Robbins discovered this by accident when she was in deep depression and couldn't even get out of bed. She started counting 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1, and simply moved before her brain created an excuse. Neuroscience confirms this. Our primitive mind wants to keep us in the comfort zone, and it has a very specific, very precise window to convince us not to act. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated to do something important, but stayed just 5 more minutes on your phone, or I'll do it after lunch? Your brain was literally hijacking your decision, turning you into a prisoner of your own impulses. Starting today, when you know you need to do something important, count 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1, and move your body. Don't negotiate, don't think, don't plan, just move. Movement breaks the hesitation cycle and activates your executive mind. It's simple but devastatingly effective. The second pillar will blow your mind. Stop focusing on goals and start focusing on identity. Most guys try to build discipline by setting goals. I'm going to work out 5 times a week. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. This is completely wrong. Real discipline comes from becoming the type of person who does these things naturally. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, showed that people who changed their identity first had 10 times more success than those who focused only on results. LeBron James doesn't go to the gym because he has a fitness goal. He goes because he's an elite athlete. That's his identity. When you see yourself as a guy who's trying to be disciplined, you'll always be fighting against yourself. But when you see yourself as a disciplined man who sometimes fails, every action becomes evidence of your identity. Choose an area of your life and define who you want to be in it. Instead of, I'm going to read more, become a man who invests in knowledge. Instead of, I'm going to work out more, become an athlete who takes care of his body. Every small action will reinforce this new identity. Now comes the third thing, and this one will separate the weak from the strong once and for all. Controlled discomfort. Your self-discipline is literally a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger when you put it under progressive stress. The difference is that most people, the mediocre mass, avoid discomfort like it's poison. Us? We're going to seek it intentionally. David Goggins calls this callousing the mind. Neuroscientists like Andrew Huberman have proven that when you voluntarily expose yourself to small, controlled discomforts, you literally rebuild the neural circuits responsible for mental toughness. Navy SEALs have been using this for decades to forge warriors. Every day you have opportunities to choose the hard path. Cold shower instead of hot, stairs instead of elevator, standing instead of sitting. Every time you choose discomfort, you're literally strengthening your ability to do hard things when your life depends on it. Choose a small discomfort to implement today. It could be ending your shower with 30 seconds of cold water or doing 20 push-ups when you don't want to. Size doesn't matter. Consistency in choosing the hard when the easy is available matters. This is how you build unbreakable character. The fourth pillar is about conquering your mornings. And no, it's not just about waking up early. Here's what separates elite men from average ones. They win the day before it even starts. When you conquer your morning, you prove to yourself that you have total control over your life. Tim Cook wakes up at 4:30, Jocko Willink at 4:30, Dwayne Johnson at 4 a.m., Mark Cuban at 5 a.m. It's not a coincidence. Science shows that our willpower is at its peak in the morning, and with every decision we make during the day, it decreases. If you don't use this initial peak for important things, you're wasting your most valuable resource. Think about it. How do you normally start your day? Phone in your face? Social media? Rush? You're literally programming your brain for reactivity instead of proactivity. Create a non-negotiable morning protocol. It could be wake up, exercise, reading, and planning your day. Or wake up, meditation, writing, and goal review. What matters is that it's your protocol, that you do it before anything reactive, and that it proves to yourself that you control your day. Fifth pillar, and this one will change your relationship with consistency forever. The never zero strategy. Here's where most guys fail. They think discipline is all or nothing. If I can't work out for 1 hour, I won't work out at all. If I can't read 50 pages, I won't read anything. This is loser mentality. Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most successful comedians in history, had a simple rule. Write 1 joke per day. Just 1. If he wrote 1, he marked an X on the calendar. The goal was to never break the chain. B.J. Fogg from Stanford proved that tiny consistent habits are more powerful than giant sporadic efforts. How many times have you abandoned a goal because you had a bad day? How many diets have you broken because you ate pizza? How many workouts have you abandoned because you missed a week? You're sabotaging your own progress. For every area you want to improve, define the minimum possible version. Want to read more? Minimum is 1 page per day. Want to get in shape? Minimum is 1 push-up per day. Want to build a business? Minimum is 10 minutes working on it. Never zero. Even on your worst days, you do the minimum. 6th pillar, and this one is about using male psychology to your advantage. Accountability with other men. Men are competitive creatures by nature. We evolved in groups, hunting, fighting, and building together. When you try to be disciplined alone, you're fighting against millions of years of evolution. Harvard studies show that people with accountability partners are 95% more likely to achieve their goals. David Goggins had a workout partner who woke him up at 4 a.m. Navy SEAL members rely on extreme accountability to survive. Even successful CEOs have coaches who hold them accountable. You've probably felt this. It's easier to cancel a workout when only you're involved, but when there's a guy waiting for you at the gym, you go even when you don't want to. This isn't weakness, it's emotional intelligence. Find another man who takes goals seriously and create mutual accountability. It could be a daily check-in by message. It could be working out together. It could be weekly progress reports. What matters is that you commit to not letting each other quit. And we arrive at the 7th and final pillar, the infinite competition mindset. Here's the final secret that separates disciplined men from men who give up. They stop thinking about discipline as a goal with an end and start seeing it as an infinite lifestyle. James Carse wrote about finite games versus infinite games. Finite games have fixed rules and an ending. Infinite games are about continuing to play. Warren Buffett, at 94 years old, is still investing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, at 76, is still training. For them, discipline isn't a phase, it's identity. Most guys treat discipline like a diet, something temporary they do until they achieve a result. I'm going to be disciplined until I lose 20 pounds. I'm going to be disciplined until I get the promotion. And after they achieve it? Back to old habits. Change your perspective right now. Instead of, I'm going to be disciplined for 30 days, think I am a disciplined man, period. Instead of, I'm going to work out until I get in shape, think I am someone who takes care of his body. This isn't a journey with a destination. It's who you choose to be. Let's quickly recap the 7 pillars that will transform you into a discipline machine. 1. Use the modified 5-second rule. Act before your brain creates excuses. 2. Focus on identity before goals. Become the type of person who does these things. 3. Seek controlled discomfort. Strengthen your mental muscle intentionally. 4. Conquer your mornings. Use your willpower peak strategically. 5. Never zero. Minimum consistency beats sporadic efforts. 6. Use male accountability. Leverage your competitive nature. 7. Adopt the infinite mindset. Discipline is identity, not a phase. Dude, remember the promise I made at the beginning? That you'd leave here with a system to transform your willpower into an unstoppable machine? These 7 pillars are exactly that. They're not abstract theories from Instagram coaches. They're practical tools, battle-tested, used by the most disciplined men on the planet. But let me tell you one final truth that will echo in your mind. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You can watch 1,000 videos about discipline. You can read 100 self-help books. But if you don't implement anything, you'll stay exactly where you are. Being just another guy who knows a lot but does little. So here's my challenge for you. Choose one of these pillars and implement it today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when conditions are perfect. Today. Prove to yourself that you're not just another content consumer, but someone who acts when the situation demands it. If this video changed your perspective on discipline, if you felt that chill down your spine that comes when you recognize a deep truth, hit that like button and share it with another man who urgently needs to hear this. And if you want more content that goes against the weak and victim mentality of modern society, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Remember this and never forget. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the only real form of freedom. The freedom to be exactly who you always knew you could be. See you in the next battle.